St-Étienne, a club that find themselves in the French second tier. They're a team with quite a big name, but quite a lot to do. As you can see, a club that were actually established in 1933, who have reigned several trophies in their current time. Today, I'm going to take on the challenge to rebuild them back into French giants, but with a massive twist. If you feast your eyes on the squad right now, you're going to be seeing a lot of missing players. That is right, we are only allowed to use French players. In fact, a lot of these players are also going to go, because we are only allowed to use French Wonderkids. They have to be 23 or under to be playable in this challenge. Now, over the next sort of 4 to 5 years, I really want to see if I can win a French League title. We're going to be using my maxed out 4-2-3-1, a tactic that is going to be an absolute gem to play that is going to be coming out later this week. If you do enjoy the rebuilds, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, whack the sub bell on, and if you want the Patreon files, which include the tactics, the rebuilds, set pieces, training, and so much more, make sure you come on over to check it out, where this month we have still got just about 25% off. Let's get into it. So let's actually understand this club, see what this club has to offer me, because however good this squad actually was, the squad's now going to get depleted quite a fair bit. Now, when we look at the facilities, for example, they are going to be a club with an immaculate stadium. They've got a very good pitch, their training facilities are classed as excellent, and their youth are classed as great. So, to be honest with you, they actually have got a fair bit going for them for a French second-tier team. But things are going to go pretty sour today, because we are going to make it even more challenging and only be allowed to use, obviously, a restricted batch of players. Now, if we look at stuff like the finances, for example, they are a club that have got a little bit of debt, but to be honest, one promotion and that probably gets cleared, and the fact that we can only sign French Wonderkids that would actually come to us, so, you know, God knows who that actually is. I'm not sure how many real big names we're going to have in today's video, but I will definitely try to get some, you know, big faces in. Now, when we look at actually what we're playing in Season 1, we are playing in, obviously, the French tier, which is, you know, it's something. I thought they were further down, to be honest, but they're not that far off the top. And when we look at the French League 2 table, we are predicted to finish inside of, where are we? St-Étienne 12th. Now, I think we would have been a little bit higher up, but we have got a lot of players that we did release, and sadly, I believe the 2 players we have in the Media Dream 11 are going to be, can we see his age? He will be getting released right about now, and I also believe the other player in our right back may also be getting released. Yes, he will. So we do not have a single player in the Media Dream 11, which is going to be some statement to be made, let me tell you that. Now, in terms of tactics, we're going to go right in. We're going to be using my maxed out 4-2-3-1. Now, this is super early access for Patreons, and if you do want to grab all of these Patreon perks, you can come and check it out. We've got tactics on console and mobile as well. All my rebuild files, ultimate save files, challenge game files, set pieces, training, one-on-one tactical help, ad-free viewing, access to big monthly giveaways, and believe it, there is more. Make sure you come and check it out in the link below. But this is a very unique team, and this tactic is designed to go all guns blazing, high tempo gegenpress, really taking it to him. And I thought, you know what, let's add another bit of spice to the rebuild, hence why we are going to be using it. Now, we have got to go through our squad, and yes, we are going to be using the editor to offload these players in a guaranteed manner. But what I will go over and say right away is this: if we release every single player, we're not going to have a complete team. So what I will say, for the first couple of seasons, I am going to keep some of these older players, especially the ones that have got like 1 season in them, purely because also we've got to get promoted regardless, I believe. And I want to go into next season with as little of people over the age of 23, of course, but at the same time, I do want to actually have a complete team and not get given them sort of silver graded players. So we are going to have to keep some of them, but if you compare this to the actual original team, we have got hardly anyone of that first 11. Now, looking at the players, we have got some players that obviously will stand out. The right back that we spoke about, actually this is not a right back we spoke about, this is a centre back we spoke about, who will be replaced with a younger player. don't worry, Maxime is going to be a very good option for Season 1. These are players that obviously are rated this high because of the division they're in. Is he actually a 4-star League 1 player? I don't actually think so, and I think the same can be said for this guy in Nades. Now, he is a player who is... The issue we've got here is our back line is actually relatively quite slow. Now, I think it will be fine for the French 2nd Division. But when you go into the top flight and you've got, you know, Marseille have got some pretty tricky attackers, Monaco have, PSG have, Lille have, are they going to cope with it? Now, I want to get your feedback on this because a lot of people would say, Josh, you're being way too harsh here. If these players obviously have got the French nationality, even if they're past 23, keep them. And if you think I should have done that, please let me know, because this is definitely a series or a challenge that I want to do in other leagues, like, you know, for example, maybe Valencia with Spanish-only Wonderkids or something like that. Now, in midfield, we're absolutely blessed. We've got Ekwa, who actually we can keep. He is 23 years of age, he's got great passing range, good technique. Again, not the quickest, but he makes up for it with good vision. He's just a bit of a playmaker, really, hence why he is classed as a deep-lying playmaker. And I think there is a world where this guy actually does work in the actual main French league. Next to him, we are going to have Tardy. I think that's how you say that. He's pretty much going to have 1 year in him. Again, the guy's got no legs. He's got good stamina, got good work rate, but the acceleration off the line is going to be very easy to capitalise. And to be honest, left back wise, we go and have a little gander. He's actually a hybrid of left back and right back. I believe he was the player that was in that media Dream 11. And as for the attack, well, let me tell you something. Talk about a roll of the dice, because up front, we are going to have this man, 16 years of age, who apparently is our best striker, which does worry me, because even in the French 2nd Division, talk about putting a bit of pressure on a 16-year-old. Very interesting to see how he obviously does. On the bench, we haven't got the biggest team, so hence why I've also kept some of these older players, and I will go back into the under-21s and under-19s and grab some more players. But if I got rid of the every player that was above 23, we probably wouldn't be able to actually register a team. So we had to keep a handful, but I have tried to keep the ones with obviously not much potential, hence why a lot of them are very old. You know, we actually look at it, we have got 3 players here that potentially could retire in 1 season. So I have tried to keep it as strict as what I can. And to be honest with you, I'm just excited for the challenge. In terms of fixtures, we don't have the toughest pre-season at all. In the league, there is not too many teams, maybe apart from Reims, Montpellier, who are a decent team, who I really fear. I think we can go and take it to a lot of these teams. And I think the overall aim, although there is not a 5-season cap on this, I will not end this video till I win the French league. And I don't care how I win it. I don't care if I win it on goal difference, if I win it because PSG have an off-season. I don't care if I do care if I win it by 30 points, but I don't care how it gets done, but I do want to do it. And we have put 2 massive twists on today's video. A maxed out tempo. I mean, everything is in your face. Pretty much every player is going to be more often and tackle harder. So we're going to have a lot of bookends, but it is also a very fun way of playing football. So let's see what we can do in Season 1. The main aim, obviously early doors, is to get out of this division. And there's a bit of me that is confident, but also I look at that front 4 and I'm like, am I asking for a miracle? Well, the French League 2, what did we do in that competition? We are going to go on to win it. So we only lose 3 games. And to be honest, this is why I wanted to get this season out the way, because I was very confident, despite having a bit of a weaker team, we still would get the job done. Now, it wasn't flawless, okay? We drew 7 games. So we actually failed to win 10 of the 34 games, which compared to a team of a full strength St-Étienne, I think, we probably potentially may have gone invincible or very close to it, because we lost a lot of our key players. Now, when we look actually at the league, we don't have much to talk about. We don't have the most goals. We don't have the most possession. We don't have the most clean sheets. And that's fine, because our team up front, I imagine, lacked a fair few goals. In fact, let's go and see how them youngsters performed. Before we do that, going into our sort of survival season, we are going to have a budget of 22 million. Now, that might actually get me like 6 or 7 players, purely because I don't know how cheap they're going to be. We're talking about French-only Wonderkids. There might be a bit of a limit on who's about at the moment, because we can't go and sign Doué in our first real transfer window. But let's go and see how this team done, because them kids up front must have pulled off a miracle. Well, looking at the goals, we are going to have actually 22 and 5 coming out from the youngster up front, which I've got a big smile on my face about, because that is really nice to see, you know. Also coming in from AM, we've got 13 and 11. I mean, that's, where is he coming in? That is going to be our backup striker with 11 and 7. 5 goals, 3. I mean, let's be honest, okay? There's nothing here that lights up the stat lines, is there, apart from these two? But for a couple of youngsters to come in and sort of carry a team on their back, I think they can not only be proud, but I think they've done I think they've done France proud. I am really, really happy with that. Now, are they going to survive the French League? I do not know. But considering that's a lot of pressure, I'm happy with that. And as for the Coupe de France, we bail out in the 8th round by Le Pure Football 43 Alve? I'm not sure how you say that. I have never heard of that team, but it was not a pretty way to exit. In fact, let's go and see exactly what it looked like. If we go into that 7th round, how did we lose? Was it really embarrassing? It was there, wasn't it? A 2-0 loss. Yeah, not ideal, but do you know what? At least we're promoted. Oh, for 2.3 million, do not worry, every player is maximum 23 when I sign them. I have not cheated. We are going to welcome in Joju. Now, this guy is a very, very good winger, okay? He actually offers something we never had before, which is a little bit of stability, a bit of well-roundedness in a player. He comes in and contributes 21 goals in the French League. So, to be honest with you, he has hit the ground running, and this is going to be a very long build-up of getting the max out of these players, but this was the window to spend, because we've just been promoted. If we don't stay up, a lot of these players might get poached from smaller, staying-up teams in the French League, and this is now about building a team that is about each other, not individuals, and he is only one part of what is a very active window. As for 600k, we also pick up Rayan Bamba. He is a right back who looks very, very good. Good tackling, good crossing, good dribbling, good acceleration, good pace, good teamwork, good work rate. For this level, in terms of like what I can have, he is one of the best players out there. Now, I am not saying Bamba is one of the best right backs in the world, but considering of my restrictions on today's video, he is definitely almost up there, and do you know what? For 600k, only 7.5k a week, I'm not going to turn my nose up whatsoever. He comes in, 8 assists in his first season, and we're not in the French second division. This is in the big boy league. As for 1.2 million, we also pick up Ibrahima Balde, a very, very, very good striker option. And despite the 16-year-old doing great, I don't think he would have cut the mustard in the French league, the main French league. And this guy did. He doesn't even look that incredible without sounding too harsh to the guy. 20 goals and 2 assists. I'm going to take, you know. He's done that and not even dropped a 7 average rating. It seems pretty harsh. But do you know what? This guy just gets it. He can come in, he plays well, he gets the job done. And who am I to ask for more than that? And for 7.5 million, we welcome in Carly Fayad. Now, this guy, again, bags of potential. He comes in, doesn't do that great, I'm not gonna lie, but I trust the kid. He looks really, really good, and he reminds me of a B-Tech Emery. Now, I know that's a bit offensive, because Emery is obviously a world-class player, and to even compare the two is quite, you know, out there, but this guy just gives me that sort of vibe. I don't know why. Maybe just because he's young and French, and if it is that, then I'm not really going off much, am I? But I believe this guy will be a big player, and I think this guy will feature in our actual league-winning team. The 3.4 million, and the last player we sign is going to be Matisse. This guy, again, maybe not as good as the previous player I just showed, but he comes in and does nothing. He doesn't even play a game. He only plays 1 game in the Coupe de France. He comes on 11 times as a sub in the league, so it tells me at least we get something out of him. But I had to go big guys in this window. You can see a mixture of players getting a bit of game time here. We spent 15 million, didn't sell anybody, and yeah, so we haven't gone over budget. We've kept it well within our means, and we have welcomed in 5 new players. Now, that's always a gamble, but to stay up, it's a gamble I had to take. And I will say it before we even look together. I will take anything in the top half of the table as a massive success. Anything below it, I won't be disappointed unless we don't get relegated. Those are my goals. Those are my aims. Oh, the Coupe de France, we're not going to get to the finals, but let me tell you something. We done a big improvement as we actually we still get knocked out only on penalties, but it's a big improvement from the 7th round. Look at how many stages we have climbed. So, although we're nowhere near the final, really, that is a big improvement. One that I think we can be proud of. We can only be proud if we have stayed up. Now, I've seen we've got the most yellow cards. I have seen one of our players has got the most goals, which is very, very cool to see. PSG have won it, which is completely understandable. Have we been relegated? We haven't. We're in 7th. Okay, I'll take that, you know. Is it the most clean season ever? No. Is it a very good season? A big thumbs up. We outclass, you know, Lorient. We outclass Nice, Lyon, Lille. You know, the big boys are ahead of us. Fair game. It's our first year in the competition. But we pick up 14 wins, 11 draws, 9 losses. To be honest, I usually would be annoyed about the amount of draws, but then points were obviously quite crucial. We were literally... What? Well, I'm not being funny. We're not far off the top 6. We're only a place behind. It's 1 point. So now you can look at it from the other side of the coin. If one of these draws was a win, I would have been in the top 6, Europa League football. But we're not. But I'm still very happy with that. And I mean, season preview, we were very, very heavy favourites to actually go down. Look at that Media 11. Odegaard, welcome to PSG, by the way. I mean, that team is a very, very PSG heavy team, isn't it? It is absolutely nuts. But we'll get there. We will chisel away and we'll become the team. But to be honest, looking through the schedule, it's not like a sea of red and, you know, orange. It is, there are wins in there. Oh, okay, this is a little bit ropey here. But to be honest, the start of the season, I would argue, is very, very strong. So I'm not going to be too annoyed by that. I think we faced a lot of tough teams. Obviously, we improved in the Coupe de France. I think that's relatively quite positive. Well, it is going to be a bit of a stat line breakdown, and as you can see, the big man up front, 23-2, was the league's top goal scorer. He is now not wanted. I thought he was wanted, which is really good because I do not want to sell him. 14-10, 9-12, then there is a big drop. So this is to be expected, okay? We're not expecting to have 3 or 4 players that are scoring 20 goals in our first real season in the main French league. It is going to be reliant on one player, and that player is going to be Balde. It's just very lucky that we have got a player on the left-hand side who also is fairly new, who is also cooking, because you take him away, you take the striker away, there is no one really else to get the goals. So that is something that I am quite worried about. Now, in terms of the money, we are going to have a budget of hopefully a bit more than that. We are going to have 15 million. It's not a lot of money, to be honest with you, especially when I think we've done quite well, but I was fully aware that this club is not exactly a cash cow. They don't have endless resources, and nor do we deserve it at the moment. I think we've done a good job, but until we start to really get into the top European flights and proven that we can be a title contending team, I've got to earn my stay here. So piece by piece, we're going to build up this team, but piece by piece, sometimes falls apart. Well, 1.3 million, we have got the French Profundi, is what I'm going to call him. He looks really good. Now, it is going to be Nicolas Pays. He comes in, obviously, for just over $1 million. Very low demanding on wages, and this guy just has got that look about him. Look at his face right there. He knows he can play make. He knows what he can do. And I'm hoping this guy can be our future star advanced playmaker. It might be a bit of a gamble. 1.3 million on any player this stage is a lot of money, but we've got to invest in the squad. And Nicholas, please make it worthwhile. And that is why the next couple of players are going to just be some cheap freebies, purely for depth. Now, this guy, Arthur Gabel, do I know a single thing about him? No. Have I ever used him? No. Does he look incredible? No. Can he play? Yes. Now, I don't know if he has changed because I have got a scout set up, very strictly set, of being French. So he must have changed nationality, which means... it means one thing. I'm sorry. He's a free agent. as we are going to pick up Kellyan. Now, this guy is another free agent, a good right back. When I say good, he's good because he's free. What I like about him is he's quick, good determination, and can kind of put a ball in. Everything about him, other than that, is quite worrying. But I needed a backup right back, and in the worst case scenario, we need someone urgently. This guy can fill a void legally within the restrictions of the video. And then we go back to paid players, £300,000 for Roman Mercy. This guy is purely a backup midfield player, and you'll notice at this window quite evidently, apart from a couple of players like Nicholas at the start and a player that I'm going to show you shortly, the rest of them are just purely legs. Our squad was tiny. I needed French midfielders and French defenders as backup options. And when you're restricting yourself to limited funds, French, and they've got to be under 23 or 23, it's quite difficult. As also on the free, we pick up another backup player. This guy is going to be a bit of a sporadic player forever, I think. I'm not guaranteeing that Paul's ever going to work his way into the team. But what I will say is, for the free sort of aspect of it, the fact that we could sell him for probably, $500,000, I'll take it. And for 2.1 million, Gabin is not going to be a bench player. He comes in and contributes 18 goals in his first season, and in the Conference League contributes 10 goals. So a very, very good player, very good acceleration for a midfield player, good passing, and a direct competitor for Nicholas, which is obviously exactly what we needed. But it is going to be a very mixed bag, okay? We're talking about welcoming in, 7 new players. A lot of them didn't get much game time. Gabin dominated the game time, but this is all about now really just filling out the team. The board are delighted, supporters are pleased, and to be honest with you, this was just a season to get that squad back to where it needs to be in terms of quantity. This is not a quality transfer window. We haven't got the money to have a quality transfer window. This is about survival. As I'm feeling confident in the Conference League, because we are going to go and actually pick up an 100% win rate when it comes to the league phase, which is absolutely magnificent, to be honest. The round of 16, we are going to get past Reyendorf Autak. I think I've said that right. 5-2. Pretty comfortable. The quarterfinals, we are going to beat Ludogorets 5-3. And now, who wouldn't I want to play out of the rest of these teams? Probably Besiktas or Nottingham Forest. And we go on to play Nottingham Forest, and we lose 4-2. Now, Nottingham Forest, to be fair to them, go on to win the whole thing. So fair play to them. They've done an absolute immaculate job. But I'm still quite impressed with that. We've done very well. But when you do well in something in life, usually there's something else that comes up. And sadly, we're going to go back to the 7th round, and we are going to lose to, where even are they? Have I been blind? Maybe I have been blind. Am I really not able to see this? Was it the 7th round for sure? Maybe we actually progressed a little bit. Is it the 8th round? Where did we get to in this competition? Because please tell me, is it the 11th round? Okay, we are better than what I thought. Kind of. I mean, it's still, we're not even in the quarters, but we lose to Angers on penalties in an 8-goal blockbuster. The Coupe de France is not quite there, is it? And then the French League. So once again, most yellow cards. Once again, PSG win. Once again, we are going to hopefully have a good season. We are in 4th place, Champions League football. So I take it back. We have now had to play a whole new competition with a bunch of random new players, and we have improved in league position. Champions League football is coming to St-Étienne with only French Wonderkid players, which is a big, big achievement. Now, this does actually make the grand goal harder, because the Conference League, although it's, you can have the same argument, you're playing more games, don't cry about it, Josh. The Champions League is a lot harder. And a bit of me would love to win the Champions League, as I did want to win the conference. But it's more games, it's more stress on the players, and that might make the overall challenge harder, because today's point is to win the French League. The Champions League isn't in the manifesto. But sometimes, like these politicians, you got to bend your words. We can be very happy because we're hunting that title down, because we now have, for the first time in the French League, 4 players scoring 10 and above goals, and one of them is actually Bamba. The right back that I said, he ain't that good, guys. He is that good. 18 goal contributions. I'm not being funny. These stat lines are as good as what you see. 26 and 7. 20 and 10, 16 and 12. Even down here, let's not dismiss Pays and McCann, because we are going to have 8 and 4, 8 and 13, 3 and 12 for Fayad. I mean, the team is playing quite well, and if we're being honest here, please work, don't be bugged. It's not bugged. The team is now coming along. Like, the backline's got some really good ratings for the French league. The midfield is pretty decent. The front line is actually the weakest, and I've just sat and said I'm happy with it. So what does that even mean? Well, that means going into the next window, we are going to have a budget of 29 million. And I'm now starting to feel a little bit hard done by, because I feel like when I've taken them from the French League 2 to a Conference League semi-final to now Champions League, I'd like to start seeing 40 to 45 million. And instead, I'm seeing under 30. Now, that's completely fine, because we've shown that we can obviously handle playing another competition and still improve in the league. But this might mean that I bail myself out of the Champions League to focus on actually either staying in the top 4 or making progress on the overall goal. I can't do it all, guys. And for 12 million, yes, we have dug right into our budget, and we've got a player that, to be honest, done okay, not brilliantly, but done decent. It is going to be another midfield player. Good potential. Louis is going to come in, and he, again, is a very well-rounded Frenchman. That midfield was okay, but not incredible. Now, the great thing about this guy is he can also play left-back, so very rarely do you get... I mean, you've got to imagine what I'm looking for here, okay? I was after a hybrid player that can play DM, left-back, or right-back, under 23, French, and under like 15 million. 4 factors had to come in, and he was there. For 600k, we are going to pick up a big Travis Dago. He comes in at the age of 24. He was 23 as a bit of a backup striker again. 15 finishing was the reason I got him, and the fact that despite having pretty mediocre composure, he makes up for that really with the first touch, with the dribbling, with the acceleration, with the pace. He is like your Amad Traore. You know, you bring him on just for a little bit of pace. You know, he can cause issues, and that's exactly what I'm hoping he done. Kamara is going to come in for free, no penny spent at all, and we have got a decent centre-back here. Good heading, 1 crossing, not that that matters, but I don't think I've ever seen a player with 1 crossing. Very unique, interesting. 12 tackling, good positioning, good decisions, good aggression, good jumping, good acceleration, good pace. For what you pay, which is nothing, you can't be too picky in this game. And lastly, for 1.9 million, so again, we've nowhere near touched our budget, Gabin is going to come up front. Now, this guy, he does okay. Not sensational, but he does okay. Now, I look at him, and apart from a couple of debatable things like his first touch, maybe, you know, the passing, which isn't the end of the world because he's not here to link up, he's here to score, great acceleration, great pace, good strength, good jumping, good composure, very good finishing, good dribbling, good off the ball work. He definitely can work, and for 1.9 million, I'll take the punt. Well, the Champions League, we have to earn our right to even be in it, to be honest, and we have to go, I believe, into the league path, into the second qualifying round. Maybe not that one. Is it the third qualifying round? It is, and we lose against Sporting. So we instantly out of the Champions League, which might mean that we have kept top 4 or improved, but it also means that we get a little roll at the dice in the Europa League. Maybe a competition that is a little bit more winnable. Well, it wasn't really. I mean, the playoffs, they weren't awful, they weren't great. I look at the teams in the top 8. Are we better than Lens, Marseille, Wolfsburg, Athletic Club, Juve, Newcastle, Besiktas, Stuttgart? I think we're better than Wolfsburg. Lens, maybe Marseille's 50-50. Stuttgart, I think we're better than. So not ideal. We get pushed in to the knockout playoff rounds, where we are going to beat, to be fair, our first competition into the round of 16. Newcastle too strong on the day. And interestingly, it was actually Lens that went on to win the whole thing. A French team. I don't like it. The first time to watch a highlight, because we are in a cup final. It is the Coupe de France against Metz. So 2 teams here that are quite equally matched. We've probably got the upper hands. And Bamba is going to make it 1-0 in 8 minutes 40 seconds. So do you know what? Maybe this is a chance. And if we don't take this, I'm going to be annoyed. But one thing with this tactic is you'll notice we work like dogs. We run at everybody. Look at the movement. We're pressing them down. And a team like Metz are going to make a mistake. Do you know what? People say this tactic is too out there. Yeah, it's too out there in terms of being good because it presses everybody and the nerves it causes are unbelievable. A 2-0 advantage. But a little set piece here for Metz just before half time. The goalkeeper's had a fumble there. He come out, went back, come back out, and we go into the second half with only a 1-goal lead now. 48 minutes on the clock. Down the right-hand side, we are going to have Bernardau. Sounds a bit like Bernabeu. A ball-back stick, a decent clearance, but we are going to get there first. And it is going to be Macon, who has played a big part in this entire rebuild. Into Fayad, into Bernardau. Great little give and go. Oh my, wow. Okay. Yeah, we win it 3-1. Deserved. That is right, our first trophy apart from the League 2 at the very, very start. The Coupe de France finally goes our way. Beautiful. And as for the league, well, it is going to go to PSG again. We do have the most clean sheets this time, though, so maybe we have improved on fourth or got fourth. I'll take either one. We have improved, and we are only 10 points off PSG at the top. So, do you know what? I'm actually quite happy with that. Now, we've even got a bit of a gap on Lille. 6 points is, well, 6 points. It's a very, very, very strong season, in my opinion. I think we can honestly go away from that and be proud, be happy, and build from that. That is a really, really, really positive season. I couldn't be much happier. The fact that we've obviously, you know, we didn't do the best in the Europa League, but we managed it to a degree. The Coupe de France we've won, and we're now runners-up. That is incredible. And going into Season 5 again, there is no season cap, so don't worry, we've got to chase it down till we win it, although I don't think we're that far off. We are going to have a budget of 40 million. That is more like it. We can actually really go and sign some top talent now. And looking at the tactics in terms of goals, again, we've got 3 very good goal outputs. 20 and 6, 20 and 18, 18 and 12. Even the 9s and the 7s are really, really good. They're goals which are going to chip in quite a fair bit. Assist-wise, we're looking at 3 big boys here in Bernardau, Balde, and also the likes of Macon. But the grand scheme of things, guys, this team, I look at it, and I said literally in the last clip of this page, our team's looking great. Is it? I mean, ability-wise, we're not exactly flying, but this team can play together. And I think sometimes in football, you look at the Alex Ferguson era, would they have had the highest ratings on FIFA when they had, you know, Cleverley in midfield? Probably not, but they knew how to play together. And that's exactly what these French boys can do. All from the same place, all have the same struggles, all have the same fight. And this is a team that want to win this competition. And I think we can almost smell it now. And now we've got to start spending a bit more money because we are obviously a very serious team now. And we spend 7.5 million on a hybrid wingback. It is going to be Yoram Zeik. He comes in, the guy's rapid, can put a ball in, good tackling. Probably our best right back we've ever had, to be honest. He delivers a 7.3 in the league. He is an absolute monster. And again, fits the quota. He was 23 when I signed him. And now we are at a point where really the free agents have got to stop. We've got to start spending decent money now on attracting top players. We're trying to win a league, not survive anymore. His wife for 31 million, we are going to welcome in Jeremy Jacquet. This is by far our best centre-back. This would be a centre-back that I would sign in any rebuild. He's 5 out of 5 star. He has great acceleration-wise, good jumping, good pace, good strength, good stamina, good tackling, good heading. You know, he's even got the passing down to a T. He's a dream centre-back. And the fact that I can have someone like this in my team, the issue is, how long before PSG pick up that little phone? Well, let me tell you something. The phone's getting slammed down. As we also pick up Chelsea reject Mamadou Sarr. Now, he's not really developed that well. However, him and the other centre-back we just signed were our centre-back duo, because I can tell that off the games he's played. So he's not awful by any means. He's still got a 4-star potential, but just a little bit of a shame how it worked out for him at Chelsea. But do you know what? I really think with these 2 new centre-backs, that clean sheet record isn't in danger, is it? if anything, we've got to improve once again. And let's look at the team results first, shall we? Because we've got a couple new players in the team, and I think it's safe to say that the goals have dropped a little bit. So it does concern me to a certain degree. There's no player with 20 goals, for example. Now, in terms of rating, it is actually these two are going to be backup. So really, it is going to be our new man in the right back, in Zague, who is going to be our best performer. The goals have dried up to a degree. The assists, of course, therefore, have as well. But on paper, it's still technically the same to a certain degree. Why is that not working? Very, very annoying. There we go. There we go. The back line's very much taken care of, but the front line has just dried up a little bit. I don't know if I want to look at the results. I might just go into the next season. Of course I can't do that. We're here to look at results, and we are going to finish in... Okay, do you know what? Okay, I'll take that. Considering the goal drop-off, I want to understand why that's happened, though, because it's important going into the next season. We're 10 points again behind PSG, so we've not improved, but we've also definitely not got worse. So, for me, I'm going to accept this up to another couple of seasons of being that second team. I can accept it, because PSG have got endless money, endless resource. I'll happily be second for now, but I'm a winner. I want to win. The Coupe de France, despite winning it last season, we've got no consistency, because we are going to bail out in the 9th round against Nantes. No one would have thought that. And the Champions League, we are going to fall in the round of 16, but it is against Madrid. And I can accept that. The question is, do we play in this? We do, and we get past Olympiacos. How bad did we do in the league phase? Oh, okay. It's quite towards the bottom. For those who are unsure how the French league works, we now get to play in the French Super Cup at the start of the season. And, or shall I say the Trophy de Champion, to be technical. But we're playing PSG, and it's snowing. And they're PSG. They've got money. They've got endless resources. We're a team that are, you know, working with under 23-year-olds and limited budgets. So surely we can't win, right? Well, you might be wrong in that sentence, because we are playing some beautiful football and almost making PSG look like the defensive weak team here. Look how deep they're sitting. It is an absolute, well, to be honest with you, it's a disgrace they're playing like this. We are playing with so much calm, so much elegance, so much composure. We're not afraid of PSG anymore. We are the team that are chasing them down. And, you know, at the end of the day, every team has a zero. Words of Ten Hag, I believe. And Bamba is going to go down the right-hand side, and we're going to win it in the 75th minute. Incredible scenes. So, with another runners-up medal in our pockets and a not Champions League win, a Champions win in the Trophy de Champion, what does that mean for this budget? Well, shall we go and see the budget? Let's go have a little look. Well, what it means for the budget is going to be a spending amount of 33 million. I knew we weren't going to have money this rebuild, but I must admit, another second place finish, another trophy win, another roll of the dice of the Champions League. Come on, guys. You can do better than this. And I have made a bold shout in hope of that this helps me in the next window. I have signed no players, so we have kept all the money in our budget, and I'm hoping if we win a Trophy de Champion, or we win a French Cup, or whatever we win, that gives us more money, and I'm aiming to have one banker season. So this season here is essentially a gamble. And when it comes to the Coupe de France, we don't actually win it, but we do improve with the same 11, and we are going to lose against Lens on penalties, and I do think we could have probably won the final against Toulouse or Metz if Lens weren't in existence, but they are, and they beat us. Of course they do. As for the Champions League, I'm not annoyed, but I'm also not happy. We are going to fall in the quarterfinals against Chelsea. Now, it's better than last season. For example, we beat Porto 4-1. We get past FC Midtjylland. The league phase, we do a little bit better. So there is improvement in that competition. But again, can you really smile about losing? You can smile about winning because we have fluked it. Now, I'll be honest with you. We draw 7 games and lose 5, so it is not a pretty season. PSG sort of had the reverse, 5 draws and 7 losses, and we did beat them. So that played a big part. We also got a point against them in the 3rd to last game of the season. So we have won and completed the challenge in a season which I genuinely, not playing up for the camera, you know, oh my god, this happened. I genuinely didn't think we would win it this year. I signed nobody. I sign nobody. And we've done it. I mean, in terms of stats, we've got the most clean sheets again. Our right back's the best player, but we're nowhere near the goals or assists. We've fluked it. I don't care. We've won it. For you guys back home playing, if you are going to carry it on the Patreon, which I would recommend to get early access to this tactic and to take on this challenge, which is for you to win the Champions League, you are now going to have a good budget of 67 million pounds, 65 million pounds to go and spend. So, to be honest with you, you're blessed. You've been looked after. A lot better than me. And the team you're going to be left with, not just saying it, but it is a very, very good team. Obviously, they're all French. They're all very young. I'm still very young. Maybe some are now middle-aged, but you are being very much protected for your future. And we sign out with actually the best I've seen, I think. 2020, 15, 15, 8. You've got 17, 13, 10, 10, 10. Yeah, in terms of goal output and just general goal scoring ability, we really have done well. And I'll be honest, this team's not hit its peak yet. Now you've got big budgets, you can replace these wingers who, let's just say, aren't the best ability, although they're playing quite well, so you make of that as you will. But that is going to be St-Étienne rebuilt in 2 French League winners with 2 massive handicaps, nationality lock and age lock. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and yeah, let me know if you want to see any other challenges, because these are very fun. Instead of just doing your generic rebuilds of like taking this team with no restriction to winning the French League, which, just to say, I felt I could have done it in 3 seasons. Something like this makes you appreciate players you never get to use, appreciate different methods of winning, like the transfer gap there, which I didn't really plan but happened. It's just quite fun. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.